Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is a game taken from the round 3 of the FIDE Candidate Chess Tournament 2024. This game was played between Vidit, who attacked with the white pieces, against Praggnanandhaa, who defended with the black pieces. Let's enjoy the goodies this game has to offer. Vidit opened with pawn to e4. Pragg went for e5, knight to f3, knight to c6. After bishop to b5, a6 comes to attack the bishop. Bishop went back to a4. Now f5. After f5, pawn to d4 came in, a counter attack in the center. Pawn takes on d4, e5, grabbing more space in black territory. After pawn to b5 attacking this bishop, here bishop goes to b3. Knight attacks the bishop further by moving to a5 and undefending this pawn. In this position, Vidit captured that pawn in the center on d4. Bishop to b7, knight takes the pawn on f5. After knight takes the bishop on b3, pawn takes on b3, d6 followed. In this position, Vidit went for queen to e2, hoping for pawn takes and queen takes with check. Here, Pragg went for a creative and tricky idea with queen to d7. Queen to d7 opens up a long castling for the king and also attacks this knight. What to do? Vidit close up the attack and counter attack the queen with pawn to e6. Queen to c6 for safety, joining the bishop to attack this pawn. Vidit left this pawn and played bishop to g5. From round 1 to round 2, Vidit has been playing tricky chess. He has been playing sneaky moves that almost got his players into trouble. In round 1, he played a sneaky move against Gukesh. Gukesh quickly spotted this and settled for a draw after threefold repetition. In round 2, he played a tricky bishop sacrifice also, which landed Hikaru Nakamura into trouble after Hikaru could not find a suitable defense for that move. Now here we are in round 3. He's trying to play tricky on Praggnanandhaa. And check this out. If Pragg had ignored the threat of this bishop move, if he plays queen takes pawn on g2, then he runs into checkmate in 3 moves, such that a knight sacrifice will come, attacking the king. The king has nowhere to go. The bishop cuts out this square through the diagonal to this extent. The pawn covers here and cover here. The only move is for bishop to take this knight, which is the threat. Here, queen check comes up. King has to go somewhere. Here it's covered by the bishop. Pawn covers, pawn covers. So only move is here. Then queen over to f7 is checkmate. This is a tricky combination, which he must have prepared. However, a fellow countryman like Praggnanandhaa, who probably know Vidit very well, spots this trick and choose not to go for queen takes pawn right away. Instead, he played a different move, g6, attacking that knight. Knight drops back. Now he attacked the bishop further with h6. After this move, bishop to f4, knight to e7. c4 comes up, b4. From this position in this middle game, notice how Praggnanandhaa ignores capturing offers by Vidit. Any move that offers a capture, he pauses and hesitates in capturing, allowing Vidit to take, then he recaptures. Except the coast is clear where the pawn or the piece is a free one, then he captures. Just observe from this moment. After queen to g4, queen to c5. This move places the queen in line by covering some dark squares around the center. The bishop covers this light square, and now this bishop is also coming into the game via this diagonal. Then the king can also be castled to the long side. In this position, Vidit castled the short side. Bishop to g7 comes up. Knight to d2. Here, Praggnanandhaa castled the king to safety. Although he has bishop takes pawn, He chose to go for king safety over taking a mere pawn, believing in the future he might take it. The game continued with h4, rook on d to e8, defending that knight. Rook on a to d1. Here, bishop takes the pawn on b2. After knight to d5, offering knight exchange, Prague happily captured. After knight is captured, pawn captures, bishop takes, having a lead by one pawn. In this position, e7 comes up with check. King to b8, bishop to e3, attacking the queen. Queen has to go somewhere safe. Queen stayed here so that he can still guard the bishop. Knight to c4, bishop to c3. In this position, bishop to d4, which attacks the rook and also threatens to pick up the bishop. Here, Prague shows the reason why he loves his rook over his bishop and played rook on h to g8, saving the rook and defending this pawn. After bishop takes, pawn takes, here queen to d4, going after this pawn. At the same time, ignoring the pawn almost becoming a queen. Queen also support the rook to attack this bishop. In this case, bishop to b7. Queen takes the pawn on c3, rook takes the pawn on e7. Knight to a5, rook to e5. After b4, g5, h5, g4, rook on f to e1, g3. In this position, knight takes the bishop on b7, pawn takes with check, an intermediate move. King takes on f2, queen takes that knight there. After queen to f3, going for queen exchange, rook on e to g5, doubling the rooks against this pawn. Queen takes, king takes. Here, this pawn is under attack, this pawn is under attack. Vidit went for pawn push. Rook takes the pawn on g4, rook mobility going up to pick up this pawn, rook to h4. After pawn takes, rook to g5, rook goes up. The trick in this position is to pin this pawn and pick up this pawn later in the future. However, Prague spotted this and took with the h pawn so that it can threaten the existence of this pawn in that location. Here, rook to d7 comes up, still threatening to pick up this pawn. Prague spots a continuation with king to c8, attacking the rook. After rook to e7, rook to e5. After rook to g7, rook on h to f5, check. It's at this position on move 45. Vidit resigned this particular game, since he cannot contend with the advantage of these 3 pawns over just 1 pawn. And soon the strategic idea will be to trade the 2 rooks for the 2 rooks, and Praggnanandhaa will be up 2 extra pawns. So this is a winning endgame for Prague, and he secured a victory in round 3 of the FIDE Candidate Chess Tournament 2024. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more, like this video and share to your friends.